Welcome to True Print for Life. I'm your host, Christina Vera.
I'm your co-host, Maylin and Sambois.
We have a special treat for you today. We're really, really excited. Always, as you know, we are very intentional about trying to find additional guests, experts, women and men who are out here doing incredible things in their communities, in their corporations. And today's episode will be nothing short of that. We are excited to have Miss Brittany Smith with us. So welcome, Brittany.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, we're really excited for our listeners to get to learn more about Brittany. I have known Brittany for many years, both personally and professionally, and she is dynamite. Brittany is currently a senior project manager leading global supply chain programs in the nutrition industry. She has 11 years of experience leading cross-functional teams in an array of industries ranging from the power plant automation, product innovation, launches, and third-party manufacturing startups. She holds a master's in project management and a bachelor's degree in corporate communication. In her spare time, she enjoys baking. She bakes really, really well, by the way. Traveling, staying active with yoga, running, spending time with her family and friends, and volunteering with local community organizations, which she has been a huge, huge advocate for the work we do at Femergy. And so, Brittany, thank you and welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here today.
Yes. So, Brittany, tell our listeners just a little bit more. I know I read your bio, but I feel like you have had, just knowing you for so many years, I have really been able to watch this amazing journey of just, I know it hasn't always been the prettiest journey. As we know, corporate America tends to have a lot of different layers to that process, but you have been very clear about what you've wanted professionally and have been able to be very successful early on as a young professional.
Yeah. So, funny story. I was working at a bank and I'd actually been fired, like a summer job kind of thing. And I went home and was watching Oprah. And this was when I was still in school finishing up my undergraduate degree. And they had a woman on who said that she was a project manager and that she was like young and, being successful in project management. And she kept saying, I was making enough money where I could go get my hair done, my nails done, live a life of leisure. And I was like, let me Google this project management thing and see what pops up, right? So then I was like, I know I can do this. So then I looked because I was about to graduate from undergrad. And I was like, wow, there's something called a master's in project management. So I went and I applied for a master's program in project management, never managed a project in my life, but was like, this is what I'm going to do. And the rest is history.
Wow. Shout out to Oprah's
hey,
episode.
Oprah.
Thank you for impacting lives every day.
That was really it. And when I graduated, I applied to one job out of college as a project coordinator at GlaxoSmithKline, which used to be headquartered in Pittsburgh in Moon Township. Mm-hmm. One application, one job interview, got the job. And that's really the rest is history.
Wow.
I've been working my way up through corporate America from project coordinator to senior project manager and at one point program manager, but the power industry was just not my thing.
Wow. I love that.
Wow. I love that you say Oprah because Oprah's our best friend. She don't know yet, but we have this relationship,
Oprah.
right? Like when you say Oprah, I'm like, yeah, that's my girl. So was it hard going into project management where it's not a very women kind of led industry, right?
It's getting better. So 2012-ish, 2011, 2012 was whenever I started. And it was a good mix. Project management is now starting to get this recognition. I think with the PMP and the Project Management Institute, more people are flowing into it, especially women. Mm-hmm. Previously, project management was just used in IT. IT is a very male-dominated industry. Mm-hmm. So there was a lot of men, not a lot of women. Mm-hmm. But now that we're seeing it getting better recognition, we're seeing a lot of women flow into project management. Mm-hmm. Personally, I think we're better multitaskers. Mm-hmm. We're better organized. And I think that's imperative for project management, which is why I enjoy it. I'm naturally that kind of person. So it played into my strengths, which is why I was like, never done this before, but I know I can do it. And to see so many women, especially Black women and women of color, flowing into project management, especially where I'm working now, it's just amazing.
Wow. I love that. And I love that you said that you knew that you could do it, right? So like having the confidence and the mindset. I read an article probably a couple years ago that said like, as women, we will look at job descriptions, and if we don't literally have every single thing that's listed in the job description, we won't typically apply. But that a man can have one or two traits of the qualifications and apply. So there was like this whole study around, sometimes we disqualify ourselves. And so it really starts with that mindset of saying, like you said, like, you know what, I don't know what they do, but I can do this. And so like you taking that power and saying like, no, I can do that. And you ran with it. You ended up here and leaving Pittsburgh, now here in Columbus, Ohio. And I feel like you are just continuing to still figure out like what this journey looks like for you and how you can impact the community, because you also do so many things and lead in so many different capacities.
Yeah, like going back to what you said about just like self-selecting, you self-select yourself out of positions or opportunities because women were hard on ourselves, right? Like we want everything to be perfect. We want to be perfect. Whereas, a mediocre man would be like, got this in the bag.
I don't have one skill that they asking for, but I got this.
Right? And like confidence is just like half the battle. Walking in there, like being confident, nailing the interview. So it's like, yeah, I'm going to walk in there with the confidence of a mediocre man and I'm going to get this job.
I love that.
And I mean, that plays into even, going out into a community and volunteering, right? Naturally, shockingly, I'm kind of introverted. So it's like I have to hype myself up and be like, I can go out here and mingle with an entire room full of strangers I do not know. Or, literally shake hands and kiss babies at like a walk with 30,000 people. So yeah, it all comes together at some point.
Yeah, I love that.
Did you say you're an introvert?
I am. I'm socially awkward, very introverted. I'm like on the inside dying right now.
Oh my God. Like, I'm shocked. Like, really? Like, I mean, I guess I've seen some of the most amazing people that are extroverts to my eyes that are introverts. So you actually have to really work on yourself to even do this amazing guest episode.
Yes, I'm an extroverted introvert or introverted extrovert, whatever it is. Like I will turn it on when I need to, but under normal circumstances, I'm comfortable being quiet in the corner.
I know that's right. Being at home with a sweater and like your own.
Listen, my UGG slippers, some tea, and Netflix.
We don't need much. I feel you on this. We are the same exact way. In a couple episodes ago, we talked about like just the power of like mentorship, allyship, like, especially as women, I think it's imperative for us to be able to support other women. And I think there's always been this negative connotation that women don't support other women, right? But I feel like it's very different, I think, with millennials. I mean, I can't speak to all generations, but I'm finding that like our generation of women professionals, I don't feel that we are as worried about the competition factor. So what has your experience been? Because I know often we've interviewed people or even just had people work alongside of us who is like, I'm the youngest person in my office, and sometimes I'm managing people that, are more seasoned and they have a problem that I'm younger, or, you're finding yourself working with other colleagues. And do you find that has that attributed to your success? Has that helped you in this journey of navigating, what you're wanting to do, your impact? Has allyship or mentorship been a part of that whatsoever?
Absolutely. I have great allies and mentors, and to take it even a level further, a sponsor. Like, you want people that believe in you and will mention your name in rooms that you can't even get access to yet, right? Like the sponsor who, whenever in some organizations, I don't know what most people call it, but they do like talent management reviews, and they start doing like succession planning and like, who do we have up next, or who's ready to, move into the next level. And you need people to be in those rooms that will mention your name, talk and speak highly of you, highlight your skills and your competencies. And I've been extremely fortunate in my career that in every time where there was, something like that in the organization, whether it was at GlaxoSmithKline or where I am now, that there was someone in the room that's willing to advocate for me, sponsor, and really make sure that like my name is in the conversation when those kinds of conversations pop up. It's been very helpful. I've had allyship and sponsorship from men, from women, people along the same, my same group within work, the same grade level, people above or below. In the same way, if I have an opportunity, right? Because of some of the work that I do internally where I am leading our Black Business Network, I have access to the executives. Am I taking the time to make sure I'm pulling the names of other women into these conversations?
Right.
So again, being an ally myself as well.
I love that.
And how do you build that, right? Because let's say you're a person right now in a company or an organization, and you want to have allies and sponsors that talk on your behalf, but you don't know who these people are. How do you seek those people? What path did you take to create those relationships?
If you're like new to an organization or you're not sure, start with your manager. Tell your manager like what your aspirations and goals are internally, and ask if they can connect you with people.
Yeah.
That's where I started. I went to my manager. I said, I found an interest. Can you connect me with someone? He went and found me a divisional vice president to be my mentor.
Wow.
A director that I can meet with frequently. So there are those opportunities, and some companies have formal mentoring programs, right? You go, you sign up, you do a survey, questionnaire, you get matched with someone more senior in the organization. Maybe they're from a different business unit, maybe it's the same business unit because you want to grow where you are. So that's a good way too. See if your organization has a formal mentoring program. If not, go reach out to people that you know and trust and say, hey, this is what I want to do. Who can you connect me with?
I love that. And utilizing, I appreciate you say like just making that first connection with your manager. And then being willing to just like take a chance and put yourself out there. Cause I think that's the hardest part sometimes. It's like, or like the fear of like, what if they just look at me like, okay, what do you want me to do with this information? But it's a chance that you have to be willing to bet on yourself. And so it goes back to kind of what you said earlier, like that mindset and that confidence of saying, I can do this and I'm going to do this and eventually being able to align yourself with people that will help you in that process. So I love that you highlighted that because sometimes that's the hardest part. People don't know like this term networking, right? I think it's become like it's just such a taboo. Like, oh, I hate going to networking events.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to like random. But how do we create authentic engagements to where like I actually had an opportunity to sit with you and get to know you and I think that that's what's missing now from this whole networking thing. Like people don't want 500 people in a room anymore.
No,
like,
you can't.
Yeah,
some places you still can't because of COVID protovals.
Right,
so
but
like,
they out here in these streets. There's like you go to any sporting event. I was like, wow, so we just forgot. Like it's gone. It's like concerts, everything's back in business.
Right?
So,
It's
like yeah,
let's jam like 500 people in a room and all shake hands and there's not enough hand sanitizer.
Right?
Like that. Oh my gosh, I can't.
Cannot. So it's like, so what are your thoughts around like trying to create those more meaningful like opportunities to engage? Because I think for many of us, especially those who are maybe they're just entering the corporate world after COVID or have been kind of in this transition, I think COVID really opened our minds to like, what could my work life look like? Whereas before, like you knew you had to walk into a building, you knew you were going to be there 9 to 5. And we're seeing all this new innovation as to like, no, I could work, virtually, or I could, work hybrid, go into the office for a couple of days. But I think it has posed a disconnect for how we are engaging with our colleagues. So what are your thoughts on that process?
So if you're in an environment where they have like ERGs, like employee resource groups or employee affinity networks, that's a great place to start, right? You can find a sense of community and start there, meeting people, getting to know people one-on-one, smaller groups. If that's more your thing, that's my thing. I do we do monthly coffee chats. It's like small groups of people that get together. We meet in the cafe. We have coffee. Those are the kinds of like small group connections where if you're new. And I personally like to see new people in the office. If I do, I'm like, hey, Would you like to come to this meeting, or do you like coffee? Like, let's go grab a coffee or grab lunch or something like that.
Yeah.
Which, again, stepping out of my comfort zone. But, I know what it's like to be a new person in an organization. And people have reached out to me when I was new, so I need to return the favor. But yeah, affinity networks, employee resource groups, it's a good place to start because you're automatically a part of a group of some sort.
I love that you pay it forward. And I think sometimes, as women, we get this stigma that we don't help, right? And I'm like, no, I don't know where this is coming from because we have amazing women that we both know, right, including you, that really take the time and are intentional about extending the hand for the person behind them, right? Because someone did that for you. So I think as women are listening to this, or men, like if somebody helped you, and even if they didn't, then you know what that felt like. Like make sure that you help the people, right? Like behind you that are next to you that just need a little push to make it to the next level. So I appreciate that you do that.
Absolutely. I can't remember who said it, but it was like some quote of whenever you walk through a door, don't shut it, turn around and pull somebody else through it, or
I love that.
Something like that, where I was like, I want to be that person because I will kick a door in and then bring everyone with me.
Get your ladder, like, meet me in the back. I'm going to open the window.
Like, I may have came in through the front, but I will open the back door and we're all sliding in.
I love, and it's so like, and I love that you said that because I feel like we're the exact same way. Like, there's nothing we haven't learned or done that we keep a secret.
No.
Because it's just, and I think there's that back to that mindset piece of it. It's just like at the end of the day, we know that we can't possibly serve every single person. We can't possibly, but if we can spread a message or a training or an opportunity, then that will have the ripple effect of different generations, different neighborhoods, different communities. And so it gets to a place of just as like, okay, like let's just like stop with all the ego driven aspects of these dynamics and just like, let's just be real. Let's just help people. Because I don't know, it bothers me when I get it. So you fight like hell to get into certain rooms and then you walk in and you see somebody I'm pissed. I'm like, so you knew these people all this time and you could have easily invited me here and you didn't. And so it always throws them off too because they're like,
not their face. You have to see their
you have
face.
to say, like, it's so interesting. And they're like,
how did you get here?
I'm like, not because of you.
how do you know them? And I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Right?
Because it's just like, dang, like it shouldn't, I don't know. Cause I feel like, not to be biased, but I feel like men, like it's just a different network, a different rule book. And so it's just like, oh yeah, like my buddies and I but like for us as women, I'm like, man, I got to work hard to like build these relationships, to build these networks. And then to know that like somebody I thought was like an associate or a colleague of mine could have easily made an introduction. I'm just like, well, dang, why didn't you think of me for that? Or did I, so I think it's just this whole framework that like if we have an opportunity, as you mentioned earlier, is like, what are we doing with that? Like, are we serving others? Are we reaching back and bringing people forward?
Yeah, I mean, I know this has like a negative connotation, but it's literally like a bro network.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a bro vibe. And they're like, yeah, I'm going to help you out and we're going to do this and we're going to team up and,
Right, but
why?
I don't know. What would we call it?
It's a scarcity mindset, right?
Like, woman, what's the opposite of bro?
I don't know. Sis?
We need a cis network. Okay, I'm like, the bro network. We need a cis network.
Yes.
I don't know if that exists.
It sounds better.
Yeah.
I like the cis, like 3 letters.
SIS.
Cis
We just need an acronym now, and I'm not good at that.
Okay, see, this is how things happen. And then we're like, what do we call it? The cis network. I like that.
We just need to find the words for SIS.
Yes.
Like, it has to be powerful.
Do you remember when I used to do women of color wine nights at my apartment, like when I first moved to Columbus?
I do remember that.
Because I was like, oh, I found so many amazing women from like all over the place, like realtors, entrepreneurs,
I remember.
other women that I worked with. And I was like, we're all going to get together and have wine and exchange ideas. And the one day we were all sitting there saying one beautiful thing about each other, like hyping each other up.
Yes.
And I was like,
it was so good. I remember that night. The wine was great. I do remember that. Everybody brought
me
wine,
and my wine.
And there was like multiple bottles too. And I was like, oh no.
I did participate. That's why I learned Prosecco.
Yeah. Yeah, with the Red Bull, I think.
Oh yes,
You made something
The
that I was
tropical
like-
yellow Red Bull in prosecco is like it's a mimosa on steroids. It's so good.
Yes, we're not promoting drinking, but if
No.
you
We're
are going to
not.
drink
If you are
responsible.
legally able to.
But that was a great combination.
Be responsible.
Be responsible.
Yes, talk to an adult.
Yeah.
Because you should not be drinking if you're young and listening to this. Because we have listeners 18 some, so I just want to make sure.
Yes, but no, I love that you did that because, like, those are women I never would have typically met. And it was a great interaction. It was a great opportunity just to hear from them, hear their backgrounds, hear some of their aspirations. And I think there's power in creating space for people just to come as their authentic self. Like, I'm not coming as a title. I'm not coming to talk about every little thing I've accomplished. It's just like, so how are you? Like, what's up with you? What you got going on? And if there's room for me to support that in some kind of way, and also not having the expectation either.
Right. We were all just there to have fun and
like, we were all there
relax, like
just-
wind down on
yeah.
a Friday.
Right. Like if I could help in some way, but I think that's something we have to be aware of too. Cause I constantly have to ego check myself in that way. I'm like, oh, well, why? And I'm like, cause that's not her job. Like if she offers and there is an opportunity there, but it's like, we can't always be at a place of being like, oh, well, like they didn't think of me. Or maybe they just genuinely didn't think of you. And it wasn't anything shady. It was just they didn't think of you. So, yeah, I love that.
I think we should bring that back.
Well, you can't play anyway. So
I can play in a few months. I can eat the cupcakes, the clean cupcakes.
I don't think we ate. I think we just had like.
I
Did
had
we eat? Was there
vegetables.
food there? I don't
There was
remember food
snacks.
there.
Oh, we had
snacks.
somebody had brought popcorn from my favorite place.
Right.
The truffle popcorn.
Okay. Yeah. I don't
I
remember.
remember
no
eating
food.
something because I'm always eating something.
I don't remember food.
That was something to snack on.
I don't think so. I don't remember the food.
There was some crackers and there was some cheese. I'm vividly looking at the thing now
There was
in my mind.
pretzel bread.
Yes.
Yes.
See, I was
She
just, I had a
was
couple
enjoying the
glasses.
wine.
The wine was great. That had me at the beginning.
He
I was like,
wasn't
this-
driving. I was, so therefore,
that's right.
I
You did
remember.
drive me
I
home.
only had a Sambois.
Always make sure you have a driver. That's very true. It was a great night. You should bring that back. Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think I will. I'm going to bring that back.
Bring that back. The Sis Network. We're gonna have the Sis
I
Network
love
at
that.
Brittany's spot.
You heard it here first. It's gonna be the next big thing.
So, Brittany, looking back at just everything you've learned, like up until then, I know there's so much more to come, right? You're kind of like at this really exciting point of your journey of figuring out, like, what do I really want to do? What else? Like, what could this look like? But in like kind of like reflecting, right? Like up until this point, what is something that you have found thus far to be kind of like your biggest lesson in just kind of going through this journey of your professional process?
Staying authentic. Like having the power to remain yourself, even if it's like difficult, because just being true to you, like don't betray yourself, like don't betray your morals, don't betray, in a sense, even your politics, just staying authentic and like true to yourself. That's really what has gotten me to where I am. I'm not easily swayed or moved. I'm maybe stubborn a little bit.
A little.
But I mean, I always show up as my authentic self, even if people don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. You can love me, hate me. It's not going to bother me or stop me.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah. But you're also really like a loyal, like, there's so many great attributes about you. Like hate it or love it, like you have really solid attributes. Like I feel like you are the type of person, like you will show up for people, even if they don't deserve it, you show up for them. And I think that's something that I feel like I admire, because I'm just like, did I do enough? And I think you are one of those people that genuinely you help where you feel like you can help. And that's a huge quality that not a lot of people have.
I mean, you're supposed to.
Yeah.
It's just the right thing. Like if you have an opportunity to help, you're supposed to help. It's almost like the Spider-Man thing. With great power comes great responsibility. I think it's Spider-Man. But yeah, you're totally
those.
supposed
One
to
of those
help.
Marvel people.
But where did that come from for you? Because you just don't wake up, right? I'd be like, yeah, you're supposed to help people because there's billions of people that don't like to help people. So where did that come from for you?
From my mom. My mom was selfless, like would give you the shirt off her back. And again, it was like if we had extra, then other people could if they didn't have anything, we'd had extra, we'd give it. right? So like that was very much something that I get from my mom. It's like you always have to look out for people because you never know when your luck may turn and you're gonna need someone to look out for you. You know, it's like karma in a sense. You put good out there and hopefully when you need it, good comes flowing back.
Yeah. Very true. And I know you're very much into wellness. Like you have been a huge wellness person. Like you do.
You run in the
Yeah,
mornings
you,
and
I
stuff.
mean, I mean, what does that look like for you? Like, because we oftentimes we talk a lot about like the health, like the wellness journey, right? Because it's a journey. It's not like an overnight. There's not perfection in it. But creating and maintaining healthy habits that you've identified as like, I have to do this in order for me to be like the Brittany I want to be every single day. So what does your like wellness journey and your wellness process look like?
I mean, I've always been kind of active, like an athlete. So swimming in the summer, soccer year round growing up. Even during college, like I didn't play sports, but I would put my headphones in. And do you remember those little iPod shuffle things?
Yeah.
Or iPod Nanos?
Yeah.
Load mine up with my T-Pain and put my headphones
T-Pain.
in and be like jogging down Exchange Street in Akron, Ohio.
Oh my God.
You know, like staying just active and healthy. It's good to clear your mind. I have a lot of anxiety, and part of keeping me calm and being able to focus is like getting that out. So staying active every morning. I mean, if you're ever around Easton and you see me in the mornings, I am up, I'm walking, I'm running. When I get done, I go to Starbucks. I get my venti cold brew.
Don't they know you by name, Brittany? Like I feel like they
Like a
Easton
VIP.
knows you.
Like they need to just put her on the payroll or something. Because she'll post a video every single time. I'm like, they need to pay you like
the
dividends.
neighbor
Like,
of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, every day it's part of my routine.
Yeah.
I get my 2 to 3 miles in, I get my coffee, I go for my walk, I stretch, and then I hop on my computer and I'm the best version of myself for my coworkers. You know, I get to work with a clear mind and I'm ready to roll. Like that is my routine. And recently I've started spinning in the mornings.
Oh,
Really?
where?
My gosh. So there's a new gym in, I think it's Gahanna. So Spanga, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm there at 7:30 a.m. getting my cycle on and then some weightlifting and then yoga. It's like a 1 hour thing.
Wow.
So
They do all that in 1 hour?
1 hour, 20 minutes of each. And that is what I've been doing the last 2 weeks. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Wow.
Now I'm in Gahanna. I never heard of them.
So many things we just don't be looking for. We're like, wait, what? All three
I
of
didn't
those
track
things?
those things.
It's been a challenge. I mean, cycling is not my thing. Like, I'm winded. I am sweating. I am pushing my body in ways I haven't in a very long time. You know, creeping towards 40.
Such a great age.
There's nothing wrong with being
Not
40.
at all, my lady.
There's
It's
nothing
fine.
We
wrong
all
with being
know when
40.
you get here,
We'll
I'll
be
right
there
here
one
waiting
day.
I
for
mean,
you.
I want to be as fabulous as you are and you
I
look.
know, right?
I mean, just get here. It's great here. You don't care about nothing. It's great here. You're like, excuse me, what? No, period.
Nope.
But cycling is good for you. Like, doesn't it have like so many great benefits though? Because I have friends that do it and they look amazing.
I mean, it's great. And I have bad knees from playing soccer for so long. So it's like low impact. My knees feel good. Again, the age creeping into my knees.
There's this guy at is it Peloton? How do you say it? The Peloton?
Pelotonian.
You know what?
Peloton.
Peloton.
Yeah.
There's this guy, I always find him on Instagram. He is so funny and he's a cycle instructor for
Is he the
them.
one that's always twerking?
Yes, oh my
and
God.
talking?
I want to cycle because of him. He's like, come on, girl. I see it. And I was like, he's talking.
What is it? Oh, Cody.
Yeah,
Cody
he's-
Rigsby or
Something like that. Oh my God, he's epic. And you need a little motivation. I mean, he says stuff that's so wild that I'm surprised they let
They
that
let it
happen.
slide.
But this is like the generation of their like, it gets the views, people are joining. Because when he says that to me, I'm like, okay, I don't have a bike, but I'm tempted to like go cycle
air bikes.
because he is so funny and entertaining. So I'm like, he could trick me into cycling. I'm down for it.
I be
So if they have a
dancing.
Cody or whoever at this place, I'm definitely coming.
Everyone there is fabulous. Kamal, I mean, he is on Cody level type stuff. He's like,
that's
lady.
what I need people to trick me into working out. Like I listen to like you with your the shuffle. What was it? An
The
iPod.
iPod.
So now
I
I'm
have
just
one.
like with the buds on, I go and I do my, my 30, 45 minutes a day. But I'm literally like, I have to play all my old throwback. I even lately been watching music videos on
my
YouTube because I'm like,
gosh.
okay, I need to really mentally. So like I was listening to something the other day. I literally watched like 6 music videos, like back in the day.
30 minutes.
Like the quality of the like pixels is all distorted, but it had me like in the zone. And then my Apple Watch is like, okay, you're done. And I was like, what? I'm done, because I was tricking myself into like doing it, because I'm not one of those natural people that love, or like just like I don't have the habit yet. And so it's like
The natural motivation. to do
I
it.
just don't have it. And every day I'm like, you got to do this. And I feel like, Cody, I'm talking to myself like, come on, get your ass. Like it's like, and I'm just like, okay. And I'm like, what song is going to really get me here today? So that motivation piece, or that discipline, I want to say discipline, because it's definitely not motivation whatsoever. It's the discipline. So that I love that you are and you've always been like that, because I remember years ago, you used to be like we would go hang out. You're like, you want to just work out? And I'm like, at 6 o'clock at night, you're like, yeah, I got a gym right here in my house. I was like, sure, we could go kick it and work out. But because it's a part of your lifestyle. And I've always loved that about you. I've always like, okay, Brittany is the wellness, meditation. You got your candles. You're a whole vibe.
I will light that incense, get that salt rock lamp going.
Didn't you have a meditation room or something in your room?
Yeah.
You
I
had
have an
something-
entire meditation corner in my like downstairs spare room, where it's like my little Buddha statue. I will change out my crystals.
I love it.
I will light my incense, turn off all the lights, get my little salt rock lamp going.
I love
Zone
how,
out.
Love it. Love how intentional you are. I was just telling these guys earlier, I was like, I still haven't changed my like plug-in filters yet. Like I walked in here and I smelled like this greatness.
Smells so good in here.
Yeah, because they have these nice little plugins, and I was like, man, I gotta I gotta set my life up like with these wellness things, like business stuff. I got all the, but I'm like, my wellness. I want to have like a real strategy for my wellness.
Oh, so quick tip. My therapist, we were talking about the 8 dimensions of wellness. And there's like a whole thing, I can't remember all of them, but it's like financial wellness, mental wellness, your physical wellness, your social wellness, family, and there's a few others. I can't remember all of them.
8 dimensions.
But it's like you have to have all of these things, in check. And I remember sitting down and taking a look at the chart and being like, I'm doing really well in some spaces. Probably put a little work in a few others. And that was very helpful and just helping me find balance. I was like kind of burning myself out at work, and I was like, and it was making me not feel so good.
Yeah.
Like come home from work and you're like, I just want to put my pajamas on and go to sleep. When
Yeah.
in reality, I should probably go for a walk. Or, go do something that will boost my mood. So like looking at that, my little chart of the 8 dimensions of wellness has been extremely helpful. So like you're doing
get
excellent
that.
with your work and your job.
Yeah,
Maybe take a look at the chart and see what you could be working on.
you're right. I
I
need to
need
get
to
me a
copy
chart.
that chart.
I was like, yeah, I need the chart, Britt.
can you
Like
send us
share
a
with your
picture?
people, because I'm like, I
We're in your inner
need.
circle. Share that.
I will make the link available.
Please do.
And there's like a little workbook that goes with it. It's really good.
Wow.
It's all online. It's a PDF.
I'm like, I'm sure like 5 out of those 8 dimensionals I'm slacking on.
Man.
I really can tell. I used to what? Oh no.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where it's like you can't even overwhelm yourself about it either, right? It's like it's not about perfection, it's about progress, and the self-awareness to say like, okay, you notice that you were not feeling your best, or some days I'm like, I'm not feeling my best, and it's because I'm not eating properly, I'm not working out, I'm not drinking enough water. And it's like, okay, I don't want to feel like this. I can't lead a company if I'm not even ready to show up, or I'm having challenges with being like, oh, I got to go into this meeting. But it's because of those small little habits, the
Yes.
dimensions.
Yes.
That if we, collectively just say, I'm going to make this a priority, I think it's just like that extra boost that we need, and we don't even know that we need it, and how like critical it is when we don't. It's like when we don't have like certain things where I'm like, I'm out of certain things, and I'm like my whole day, I'm real clear. I'm like, I gotta go get coffee. I gotta go pick it up. I don't know if it's a latte, if it's a caramel. I don't care. I need it. It's a mental thing. I know. And so it's like, but why do we let ourselves go so far past with those other critical things that we need, and we make excuses that we just don't have time.
Right. Like it's okay occasionally to let things shift to one side or the other because, there might be something pressing. There's priorities. Everything's not always 100% in balance. But, 90% of the time, try to keep it all balanced. But we're not perfect, right?
Yeah.
Can't always be perfect. But trying to keep those pieces balanced, I have found has been very helpful for me.
I love that. I know I have to have coffee to a specific type and a specific creamer in my house, or the day's not
You've
gonna
been
be
slipping
great.
on the coffee flavor.
Well, for her, because unfortunately I had to make some changes for personal reasons. I have to have decaf now. So
She tricked me, and
this
she
has
didn't tell me
affected
that
her.
either.
And you probably had a pounding headache because you didn't
so I
have
was
any
like,
caffeine.
I'm gonna
No.
get coffee, and I was, she makes the best coffee.
I do.
Like Maylin
Still.
makes the best coffee. Like I've had coffee all over the world. And I will give you this credit right here, right now.
Thank
so
you.
It's like a brand. It's like Pepsi. Like when you open that first can of pop and you take the sip, you know what it's gonna taste like. You have an expectation.
Yes.
So not
Yes.
too long ago, I was excited. I had an expectation.
She did. She didn't tell me though.
But she didn't tell me either. So
That's
she
true.
hands me the cup. She was like, I made you coffee. And I'm like, you're so wonderful. I love you.
I made the mistake of telling her it was decaf. She won't have known,
No.
guys.
I knew. As soon as she handed it to me, the smell smelled. It's something about it. The color looked different. You know how you look at coffee and you're like, this don't look like the color or something. It was something about it. And I took that first sip and I said, this is a little different.
It is. It was.
She was like, oh, well, it's decaf. And I said, what?
Yeah, it was not Bustelo.
It wasn't Bustelo.
We should get sponsored by Bustelo.
And
I'm
it
just gonna say
wasn't
that.
real. It wasn't caffeine. It wasn't coffee to me. I'm like, if it's decaffeinated, I don't want it. Like, what's the point? Like, to me, I'm talking for me personally.
Yes.
And so she was like, it's decaffeinated. I said,
No.
throw
It
the
was
whole
a
coffee
strike.
away. Throw it all away. I didn't want it. I was like, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. But I was like, don't ever
Take my caffeine away.
don't do that no more.
I mean, I understand, but I have to have decaf for
No,
now.
I get it. But for me,
I forgot.
I just didn't know. And I was like, oh, this is
thought we were all doing
this
it
is what we're
together.
doing now. And she's like, well, I just thought. I said, no. I respect your life decisions. But I can't. I got to have real coffee, like the coffee you've spoiled me on for 13 years. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We'll work on that. We'll get better. I also learned that I am super hyper about naturally. So I just love coffee. So I don't care I think it doesn't matter if it has to be decaf or caffeine right now. I just want the coffee, right? And so I don't need the caffeine like I thought I did. And this could be temporary for this month.
I've always said I wanted to bottle up Mylene's energy and drink it for breakfast.
I know. It's great.
It's just
infectious.
Yeah, it's infectious. I could be like, oh my God. And then, you hang out with Mylene. It's like,
I know. It's like
you're up.
It's infectious. It really is. And when I first met her, I was like, there's no way she's this happy. It's not impossible. And I was like, no, this is her vibe. This is her energy. And it's such a gift.
It is.
And so you're around other people and you're like, where's Maylin? I think all of you guys are upset.
Can she come in here and just bring the energy back into the room,
Yes,
please?
I know.
We all have our own energy, guys.
Well,
it's
your
all
energy.
necessary.
And yours is positive, happy
It's like
energy.
confetti cupcakes. That extra sprinkly surprise. You bite the cake and you're like, what are all these colorful things inside this cupcake? That's Maylin, if I had to describe you.
I love that. I just had a vision. I actually don't see things, but I just had a visual. It was
Did you see the confetti cupcake?
I mean, I saw it.
I know.
Like, wow.
And you love cupcakes. That was perfect. It was spot on, right? It just came to me.
I'm finally getting visualizing things. Before I'm like, I can't visualize nothing. This is good.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you and both of you actually, because I think we have to give ourselves grace, give ourselves time to also replenish. Just having this chat with the both of you today, I feel like it was a replenish I didn't even know I needed, because we haven't had time to have a girls opportunity in
I haven't seen you guys
long.
in months.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe stalking you on Snapchat, but in
I
Instagram.
haven't. I feel like I still know your life because I have been seeing you on Snap or on Instagram too. but it's different. Like this interaction. So giving your, like, if you haven't hung out with some of your peoples in a while, this is your message.
Call to action.
Call your
Go see
people.
them.
Go have a happy hour, breakfast, go work out.
Go for a walk together. Go do a yoga class together or something.
This is the message. Remind you, call people that refuel you, that fill your cup in ways that, I mean, I feel like every time the three of us have been together, it's always some adventure. It's always something. It is always something. Good trouble is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, good trouble is an excellent way to put it.
It's good trouble. Like, it's always something. We're always thinking about stuff, strategizing. I mean, always planning. It's always something, but it's always so like you just didn't know you needed that. And so I appreciate
walk away feeling good.
Yeah. I agree.
And before we leave, though, because, we get to see her again, you hopefully follow her on social media and you'll be able to get delighted like we are in all her world adventures. But what's next for you? Like, I know you're in this really good place, right? But what's next? Do we know?
Oh, man. I'm literally one of those people that leaves it up to the universe. The universe speaks to me. But
the universe loves you, actually. Guys, don't let it be fooled. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's next? I feel like I'm about to make, an entrepreneurial leap in the next couple of months. Mm-hmm. I got some things brewing.
You heard it here first.
That I'm very excited about. It's given me a chance to connect with something that I really love, taking and building upon skills that I have honed over the last 10, 11 years. And giving me a new outlet of creativity and a new energy and zest for life. So I'm super excited. We'll see. But
stay tuned.
I'm super excited and hopeful.
Yeah.
You'll announce it here first.
Yeah, when she comes back, you'll be ready to tell us.
When I come back, I will definitely announce what it is.
I
but
love
super
it.
excited.
That is awesome. We're happy for you.
Yes, we're so
Thank
excited,
you.
and we'll be here to cheer you along the way as always. And I know you do that for us all the time, so we're super appreciative of that. And thank you for being here today. It's not the last time you'll be back.
No. Thank you again for having me. This has been great catching up with my girls.
Absolutely. And here at True Print for Life, we always like to close all of our shows with an intentional kind of affirmation, our mantra, so to speak. And so today we want to be able to do that with you.
It's
bigger than you.
Thank you so much for listening today. We're excited and we hope that you follow us on
Instagram, True Print for Life, YouTube channel, also True Print for Life. And make sure that you share, like, watch our videos. Make sure that you follow us on all streaming platforms.